you wanna stab in the back, you better do it right, 'cause I am a fighter. If you're gonna be my friend, you better make it genuine. I don't want no pretenders. On the front lines I will surely walk. I have no fears or regrets.
Hello, and welcome to The Voice, the views, opinions, issues concerning everyone. I'm your host, Rod Loffridge. Greenaction mobilizes community power to win victories that change government and corporate policies and practices to protect health and to promote environmental justice. Some of the things they do are they hold corporate polluters and governments accountable on issues of health and environmental justice. They take nonviolent direct action against corporate polluters and other destroyers of the environment, and they work for pollution prevention and non-toxic, non-nuclear alternatives. Well, just what is Greenaction? What are some of the actions they've been involved in, and where are they headed with this? Well, here with us to discuss this is one of the organizers from Greenaction, Marie Harrison. So, Marie, welcome to The Voice.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
Thank you.
So I've kind of just given a couple of overall points from your website as to Greenaction, but basically, what is Greenaction? And there's always also a misconception about nonviolent direct action. So what is Greenaction, and what is nonviolent direct action?
Well, Greenaction is actually we're an environmental group, as you know. We are a nonprofit. We are, I would categorize us as a polluter's nightmare. I'm looking for a nice word. I'm trying to be nice. I'm looking for a nice word. Yeah, a nightmare is a nice word. We're the nightmare. We're like the shadow in the mirror that, you know, when you're in the mirror and you're washing your face or combing your hair and you get that cold chill. Well, that's us watching. Okay, I like to tell folks that. Well, that would be me watching. Okay. Years ago, Greenaction actually got formed about 9 years ago. At the time, Greenpeace was functioning in a lot of communities of color, and they were doing a lot of good work, a lot of organizing, a lot of training. And somewhere in time and space, their new director decided that they no longer would function in communities, that they could do their work elsewhere. And Bradley Angel, our executive director, under protest, decided to walk out. That was back during the days of Ward Valley. I don't know if you know anything about the Ward Valley struggle that started out to be a overnight non-violent protest. Ended up being something like 132-day sit-in. When I say that we do nonviolence, we will sit in your way, we will block the road, we will hold up signs, we will be that thing that makes you go ooh in the night, but we don't do violent acts. We're not a violent person, so we don't burn anything, we don't break anything, we definitely won't harm anybody. And contrary to what some folks think, we don't go out to remove folks from good paying jobs. So one thing that we recognize is that in order to be a true environmentalist, you have to go full circle. And keeping those jobs are important. We just know that there's better ways to do it.
Right. Now let's talk about this. What are some of the actions Greenaction has been involved in? Because I know you're locally, but you're also up and down California. So we'll just kind of hit on some of the relevant points here.
Like I said, our biggest action was at Ward Valley, moving up to the Central Valley, doing a lot of toxic drift and incinerators in disguise, as they like to call them, and that in itself is a story in itself. Working with corporate polluters, going after Bechtel. One of the, we don't just pick on the little guys. We go after the big guys. PG&E. We will take you on in the Central Valley. We will take you on wherever you are. If we are, and the good thing is that Greenaction is usually invited in. Greenaction was organized by a bunch of small community groups and organizations who were left hanging when Greenpeace walked down on them. Bradley quit under protest, and a group of folks from the Central Valley, from Oakland, Richmond, all over California that they had worked in communities with, came to Bradley and said, look, there's got to be somebody out there to help us. And Bradley quickly went to work thinking about how he could get somebody in to help him, and overnight it was, you need to do it. And Greenaction was born. Greenaction was actually born, I think, kind of like overnight. And we've been functioning for about 9 years.
Now, you've mentioned you work with them, you take them on, you're invited in. I mean, how does
We're
it
invited.
work?
We're usually invited in by communities who have become aware of different situations that are going on in their communities. in Richmond, in Oakland, Green Action had worked with one of our organizers there is the West County Toxic Coalition. These guys were part of the coalition that was working with Greenpeace that Greenpeace walked out on. So Henry actually was one of the people who approached Bradley and said, look, it's got to be you. I've got Richmond to worry about. You've got to try to get us all organized together.
Henry was an organizer there in the Richmond area?
Henry is still West County Toxics.
Okay.
We've had folks from the Central Valley, Oregon, the Paiute Nation. We work in all of the Indian, on the Indian reservations, almost all of them.
So they know of you and they say, you know, we've got a situation here, Green Action, can you come and help?
They have a situation. A lot of times it is as simple as getting a phone call saying, I discovered this and this and this is going on. Is it really what they say it is? Or can you explain to me what autoclaving is? Is this really clean? Is this, they're burning medical waste, but they're putting they're saying it's only thing that's coming out is steam. Can you help us with that? And of course, we say yes. Yeah. One of our biggest problems in being a nonprofit and a very small group of people is Bradley hasn't learned that word no yet. We're trying to teach him that, but we have to learn it first. When we learn it, we'll teach him how to say no. We haven't gotten there yet, but we're trying to get there because we're hoping that through our good works that a lot of other organizations are going to really step up to the plate and hang on. And we've built a coalition of folks that have come out to support us, just even right here in San Francisco with the power plant. I mean, come on, we get a great deal of support from the CPA, that's the Chinese Progressive Association, PODER right over here out of the Mission. The mothers, we organize the mothers on top of Hunters View Hill. This is something that had never been done before. Both of the groups out of Richmond and Oakland shut down the old East Factory. I mean, these guys are, and part of the problem is people have a suspicion that they're being environmentally I guess poisoned. There has to be a better word. I'm struggling not to use all of it because I was told, do you have, well, actually by an industry person, must you always use all of these poison and death? I says, well, when you give me something nice to say about you, I'm waiting. I'm still struggling with that because I would like to be able